What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Sexy and Wealthy Mom Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Fast, and inside is where you are most definitely manifesting more money, freedom, building more wealth, and having a fucking blast every single day doing so. All right? It's a whole freaking vibe in my space, and I'm super happy to have you in it. So thank you for listening to this podcast. Make sure to subscribe if you have not already. Leave a review on iTunes. I really appreciate that. It supports me to get my message in front of more people, which I think everybody needs to be in the market. Everybody needs to be trading. Everybody needs to be investing. And everybody needs to be increasing their positive emotions around money. And what we are going to focus on today is exactly that, is building a really, really positive relationship with money and strengthening it by embodying it on a much deeper level. Wealth is about the internal game first. You have to feel really good about money in order to love receiving it, right? Like, if you feel bad about it, if you feel guilty when you spend it, or you feel afraid, or you feel stressed or worry or pressure around needing to push yourself to fucking burnout where you're not even taking care of yourself and you're pushing so fucking hard and you don't feel good, you're not super fucking fulfilled with how you're showing up on a consistent basis, then you're out of alignment with what you want. And in my space, this is the core, the foundation of the work that I do in the world is alignment, because you have to be in alignment with what you want in order to attract more of it. And it is easier said than done sometimes, right? Like, there's plenty of moments where I'll notice my thoughts are out of alignment with what I want, right? I'll just be having a overwhelming moment or a few. I'll be like looking around the house and I'm like, oh my God, all these things need to be done. Like, so much shit needs to be done right now. And I'm like, obviously in that moment, I'm not focusing on what I want. like I'm not focusing on what I want. And I know that, and I'm very aware. And most likely you are aware too. Awareness is great, but awareness does not support you to embody what you want. Awareness is the first step. You got to become a fast, powerful shifter. You got to become a fast shifter of energy, of being able to use your energy to completely shift your thought process, to rewire your subconscious mind. And this is exactly how you do it, is you receive more pleasure. I talk about pleasure a lot because it is fucking everything. Pleasure is everything. Your emotions, your positive emotions, the more that you amplify them, so the more pleasure that you receive and on a daily basis. So whatever it is, whatever brings you pleasure, like right now, I'm sipping on an iced coffee. And I went for a run this morning. It is Sunday morning. I'm going to be releasing this podcast probably tomorrow or Tuesday. I have not yet decided. But I always go for a run at least just one day a week now, because I love to run outside. I live in North Dakota. It's obviously very snowy and icy out right now. So I cannot run outside. And I do not love running on I don't like the treadmill at all, actually. I do not like the treadmill. If anything, I'm on the elliptical or the track. And I only do one run a week right now. But I make sure to get it in because I want to maintain that. Plus, I'm doing PIO 3 days a week at a minimum. And this, of course, supports me to receive pleasure, right? Like, last night I went to bed at 7:30 p.m. I was tired. I was laying on the couch. We were watching a show and I fell asleep and I was like, I'm going to bed. And it was great. And I received so much pleasure going to bed early and sleeping for 11 hours, waking up this morning to just take some space for myself, to go on a run, to now create this podcast episode. I created a really good reel that was focused around, what we're talking about today in this podcast episode. But I focus on this a lot because there's a lot of people who don't understand the importance of how they feel about money. Like, we have grown up to believe a certain thing about it, right? Like, depending on how your childhood went, like, you gotta look back and be like, okay, what did my parents teach me about money? What did they embody? How did they talk about it? How did they feel about it? Right? Anybody that you have surrounded yourself with, what have they thought about it? What have they taught you about it? Or, made you believe about it? And this is why creating our own perception and really letting go of the beliefs and the thoughts that don't serve our alignment to what we want, and surrounding ourselves around people and around mentors, receiving mentorship and support from those who are ahead of us financially and who have embodied wealth on a deeper level, because you guys, it's so much more than just the external number. It's so much more than the number. It is about how you show up and your frequency, what you are talking about, what you are focusing on, right? Like, how you spend money, like how you feel about it when you spend it, how you feel about it when you invest it, right? Looking back at all of your previous investments that you've ever made, do you have any buyer's resentment? Anything that may be carrying with you that you wish you wouldn't have bought that thing, or you wish you wouldn't have done that thing, or these decisions that you made in your past? Like, have you been able to move on and to forgive that and to realize that the more that you're focused on what you want, the more the universe supports you and gives you what you want, right? And the journey is never over. Like, if you're on a journey of growth and you have big goals and desires and dreams, just as I do, you're always going to have another goal. You're always going to have something that you're leaning towards, something that you're showing up for, something that, that next level, that next milestone, whatever that is for you. It's never going to end. You're never going to get somewhere and be like, oh, that's it, I guess I'm good now. It's like, why would you? Because of how you feel as you're flourishing in your life. When you are focused on growth and you're showing up for what you want every single day, even when it's hard, even when you don't fucking feel like it, even when you don't feel like that next result is coming fast enough, right? It's the emotional piece, right? Of course, you're gonna have moments. You're gonna have your emotional moments where you just are overwhelmed and you just want to cry and you're frustrated and you're upset, and that's okay. Like, be emotional. Like, you get to be it all. We are on a human experience, and it's gonna be up and down at times. It's not gonna just always be up, up, up. Like, oh, everything is always up. Like, I'm always up. Like, I wish I was always up. I wish I was always up, because truthfully, that is where I love to be. I love to be, and how I express it is flying high above the vibrational line. Okay, so the majority of the population experience 2.3 positive emotions, 2.3 negative emotions to every one positive emotion. All right, so that means the majority of people are in a negativity bias. And I know you understand this, because it's just more people. There's a lot of people that are focused on what they don't want. So they stay in this bubble of shit that they don't fucking want to be focused on, that they don't want to believe, that they don't want to be thinking about, that they don't want, right? So we have to completely rewire our body in order to rewire our mind. So how we do this, once again, is you have to receive more pleasure. You have to do more things because they feel good and because you experience the joy that comes with it, right? You have to lean all the way into this in order to start thinking and feeling. Like, thinking it is one thing, but you have to feel it within your body. So anytime you receive goosebumps, for example, this is literally rewiring your mind. Like, anytime you receive an orgasm, this is rewiring your mind, depending on how you are feeling before and after. So what you're focused on, you can literally receive more of what you want in that process. When you're on a run, when you're working out, when you are just going for a walk in the sunshine, right? When you're just sitting outside and it's nice out, when you're with your friends, when you're having fun, when you're out to eat and you're eating and you're having a cocktail that you really enjoy, or you're having a burger that you really enjoy. I receive so much freaking pleasure in the littlest of things in my daily life. Dancing. I love to dance. I call it pleasure somatics, because really the more you shake your body, the more you jump around, the more you really just release your energy, any kind of stuck or stagnant energy that may be chilling in your body, then shaking it out intentionally on a consistent basis through all these different various activities that bring you pleasure, and receiving it. Opening yourself up to receiving it more and more. Every positive emotion that you can feel today, anchor it in. This is the thing. You have to anchor it in. You have to open up to receiving more of it, and to decide that it is done, that next desire that you want, and that next level of income and impact and all of the things, it's already done. You get to just enjoy it. Not saying that you can just sit back and do nothing. Like, you have to take action. You have to take action on a consistent basis. You have to be consistent. You have to, anytime your mind is like, oh, it's not working, you better just stop showing up, then it's like, who are you going to be, right? I'm always asking myself this, because there's plenty of moments where I still have, I'm like, is this working? Like, is this working? Is it, is this the right way? Is this the right decision? Is this the right step forward? Is this the right mentor for me? Is this the right XYZ? And it's like, we don't know until we fucking do it. Until we keep doing it. Until you keep repeating it over and over again. Repetition. Receive pleasure. Rewiring your mind. So your body has to be able to feel safe in order to manifest more money, in order to hold it. Because I don't know about you, but anytime that you feel like you haven't been good at holding it, like it's like you can make money, but you haven't been really good at holding it or having it, then there's work to be done. And there's always going to be work. Like, anything worth, like, any kind of great result, right? Like, just think about it. Any kind of great result that you're like, fuck yeah, this was worth it and so much more. Like, it was worth the energy. It was worth the effort. It was worth the time that I put in. It was worth all of the uncomfortable moments and emotions and moments that I didn't think it was working, or moments I just didn't want to show up. I just didn't feel it. And you just did it anyways. That result on the other side, that client who decides to say yes to working with you in your space, that support, that opportunity, that milestone in your bank account or wealth portfolio is what I'm focused on teaching you inside of my space. But anytime that happens, it's always worth it. It's always worth it. It's always worth it. And so, you're not here to be average. You're not here to be on a traditional path that doesn't light you all the way up. Like, you are here to create your own rules, to live life on your own terms, and to attract the people doing the same, right? And I'm not saying, like, if maybe you're not there yet, right? Maybe you just want a plan. You want to create an intentional strategy so that in 10 years from now, you don't have to be working for somebody else, or 5 years from now. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with having other sources of income, a full-time job, a part-time job, a side hustle, 3 side hustles. There's nothing wrong with that. We're on our own unique journey. But the one thing that you got to really focus on and that you should lean into is how you feel about money, and developing a more positive, a more exciting relationship to how you're receiving it and to how you feel about it, right? For me, it's all about having fun, and it's all about freedom. So, when I got into the stock market, honestly, I fell in love right away. Like, it was right away. Like when I made my first $5 in the stock market, I was so freaking excited, I tell you what, because I had been chasing, like this coaching business dream of mine, and it wasn't feeling like freedom to me. Needing to sell, needing clients, it just wasn't it for me. Like, I love coaching. I love doing my content. I love this podcast. I love, sharing value, giving value. I love supporting my audience. And also, when I got into the stock market, I experienced a greater level of freedom than ever before. And it's been supporting me to give from a much higher space of overflow and abundance in my coaching business, in my content, in everything else that I'm doing, because of the consistency and the financial foundation now that I have built, and that I'm continuing to build the more I show up for it. Not even that, like, not even the more I show up for it, but I'm consistent in the market. That's what I meant to say. I'm consistent in the market. And, I love it. I love day trading. I love building onto my long-term investments. I love receiving divvies every single month for just holding my money there. There is so much magic and value to receive by getting to know the market, educating yourself in the market, working with somebody already doing it, such as myself. I have a Discord membership that I have live alerts and guidance and support in throughout the week. I also offer one-on-one sessions and mentorship. And then I have my foundational fast trading experience, which is, we are over halfway done with this round, but I'm going to be launching a free masterclass in February. And then the next fast trading experience will be in March. So that is a great way to get started. You guys, it has shifted a lot for me. It has completely shifted my relationship to money and to being able to hold more of it and to feel so much better and empowered around it. And I think the empowerment piece, the embodiment of wealth, like, I don't want to just show you how to make more money. I want to teach you how to embody the frequency of a wealthy leader, regardless of where you are at financially now compared to where you are going. And where we are going in my world is multiple 6 figures, eventually 7 in the market. We are going for long-term wealth, all right? And we know that we can always make more money doing many different things. I mean, there's so many ways to make money. And also, that's not our focus. Our focus is freedom. Our focus is creating the life that fucking turns us on, that activates the shit out of us, that makes us want to move, that makes us want to show up, that makes us want to lead, to go first, to support others, to rise, to hold and create a space for everyone around you, everyone in your inner circle to rise, because everybody has incredible potential, and the majority of people are not even tapped into a little bit of it, not even half of their potential. And I want you to completely erase that negativity bias from your space. I want you to completely rewire your body, your mind to receive more pleasure and positive emotions than ever before, because you know what? That's exactly what's going to support you in the moments where your mind is playing tricks on you, telling you to stop showing up, telling you that you don't got what it takes, telling you you're unworthy, telling you that nobody is listening, telling you all this shit that fucking sucks, that makes you feel like shit, that makes you feel less confident and less courageous, less bold, feeling like you need to tone it down so that other people feel more comfortable around you. No, we are toning it up and we are rising in my space. And this is exactly what I'll support you to do as you embody the frequency of what you want more and more. More money, more freedom, more wealth, more fun, more inspiration, more creativity, more authenticity, more fuck yes moments and opportunities and clients who love working with you, who love raving about your work, who appreciate you, who are receiving so much freaking value by just being plugged into your energy and to your space. So, thank you all for listening to this episode. I hope you found value. If you did, let me know. I love hearing from you. And I'm also consistent on social media at Awaken You Coaching, Facebook and Instagram. Come say hi, come hang out, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll talk with you inside the next episode of the podcast. Bye, everybody.